Hello, y'all. I'm back again. I finally actually got my computer in my room this time. The last time I did this was last weekend, which was, I did actually, I think Sunday. So 6 days ago. And honestly, the video did pretty well, I would say. Oh, it was 4 days ago. Interesting. But for first one pretty well. One thing I actually kind of didn't like was I messed up a little bit and I made it too quiet on accident. But this one I did I have the sound up maximum. I think I turned up on the studio more as well. Um and if my mic is a little bit sounds weird, just bear with me. I don't have another mic I can use for my PC. Like I have a mic for my Xbox, but I need a USB to do Bluetooth for my PC. Or I need a wired one, which I got had to buy a new one because the wired one it came with, it did not work at all. It was really really bad. And the other ones I have, they're broken because years of that. But right now I'm doing the second part of our season two of Vita Carnis, New Beginnings, and then so on, so on. Um, like last time, I'm not gonna be talking during the video. I won't be pausing on all little short clips unless I really want to, like very important ones. But like the ones like the story of like the little prints, I'm not doing that. And at the end, I'll obviously do the summary of what it was. But so far, let's kind of get to it. Hold on, I gotta check something. All right, I'm back. I restarted now.
Today, something has
Oh, my bad.
happened within the restricted zone, where a large group of cultists have been apprehended. Several teams of military personnel have arrested some high ranking cultists and have unmasked their identities to the public. Shockingly, several of these members are well renowned politicians and high ranking members of multiple governments across the
Many
globe.
documents have been released providing sufficient proof of the atrocities that were being committed. Some of these crimes include murder, kidnapping, torture, ritual sacrifice, and the list goes on.
The members are found guilty of deliberately providing false information to the public in an attempt to cause harm.
The new Trier Company has been found to have very significant ties with cultist activities and has been shut down. All new Trier products have been deemed hazardous for consumption.
Cultivation farms are facing pressure to shut down.
Public unrest grows as the new Trier cult case brings more crimes that were hidden away to light.
The people are outraged by how little was actually being done.
They demand that something be done to handle the carnis species.
Riots appear in the streets as protests begin to turn to grit.
Our leaders were plotting against us. Who do we trust? What happens now?
Rah.
Welcome to Magister's Wonder Show. I am the Magister, and get ready to explore all of the world's wonders. Today, we are learning about the circle of life.
Test report number 4. We still know very little about the nature of the entities. There are 7 singularities in total. Each singularity is roughly 1 meter in diameter. They are made of an unknown material, although it looks and feels very similar to glass. We are unable to sample it in fear of causing potential damage. The material is very dark in color, but has red shimmers of light swirling inside. There are some hints of other colors present, but is mostly dominated by the red. Each entity hovers above the ground in a stationary position, although they can be moved with relative ease. Our equipment can detect some subtle pulses of energy in rhythmic but random patterns. We don't know what they are. We don't know if it is breathing or communicating. We don't even truly know if they are even organic. This is nothing new, just confirming what we already know. Our first experiments didn't give any interesting leads. The most we got was some interference with electronics, especially when there is more than one kept close together. But the experiment we conducted showed extremely significant results. The experiment played out like this. In test chamber 1, a live cow was released into the chamber with V1 for an extended period. They were left together for 24 hours. The test showed minimal results from the entity and an increase in stress from the cow. Next, the body of a cow was put into the chamber with V1 for 24 hours. The results were extraordinary. Hours after the whole body had been ingested, concentrations of crawl rapidly grew from several points from within the chamber. What this could mean, it rewrites everything we knew about the vita carnis species.
Allow the crawl to grow out.
First, a young larva hatches from within its egg. It will roam around and find food to help it grow and grow. Once they are big enough, they transform into a pupa, and after some more time, they transform into an adult beetle. The adult beetle will go out into the world in search of food.
Audio log. Progress report for crawl samples. Cultivation has been successful. So far, we grew them with 3 specific environmental factors. 1 is our control group, 2 with access to additional nutrition sources, and 3 with exposure to radio signals.
Do you need a free, easy way to capture your gameplay? Introducing Outplayed. Record anything on your
Group 1 grew on par with standard crawl samples. No distinct abnormalities. Group 2 grew at a faster pace than the control group, as expected. No distinct abnormalities. Group 3 grew against its normal pattern, weaving its way toward the radio. Once the device was claimed, it switched to usual growth patterns. Again, no distinct abnormalities. In conclusion, the samples that were grown in V1's test chamber don't seem to differ from others grown from other sources. Still, we will continue with more factors and further groups, just in case. There have been some developments in the propagation group. V1 samples have seemingly been able to produce nodules at a slightly quicker rate than wild samples. Control groups show that V1 samples begin node development a few days faster. More time will be needed to say for sure. As for the nodes themselves, there aren't any distinct abnormalities. We've successfully hatched a dozen carnis juveniles, several trimmings, 2 meat snakes, and even 1 mimic. We will be sending them to the enclosures after everyone's reports get sent out. End log.
And then is ground into a fine mint and is now ready for the garden.
Audio log. Progress report for trimming colony. Significant progress in learning the social patterns of a group of trimmings we have been keeping together. A new batch of juveniles were added to the main colony at the beginning of the new progress report. They were accepted into the community immediately. No conflict or rejection observed. They did provide the circumstances to document more of their interactions. Trimmings communicate through a series of vocal cues. Colony members meeting the new batch with squeaks and squeals. They also are not afraid to show us when they are upset. Trimmings also use some physical displays as well. For example, trimmings do a chewing or chatter motion with their mouths when they are happy or interested in something. The experiment that we performed was to explore the extent of their communication skills. The test went like this. We took one of the trimmings and had them in place in a modified enclosure. A speaker would play 2 separate audio cues. A positive cue would play, followed by a treat, and a negative cue, followed by a small spray of cold water. We did several rounds of both audio cues to condition the trimming's response. After the test, the trimming was released back to its colony. And after a few hours, we tested how much the trimmings communicated. Another speaker was placed near the colony's enclosure, where we played the same audio cues. It is incredible to see how layered their social interactions can be. Although, we tried something a bit bizarre. We found out that a wild colony had settled around the facility recently. It was strange what we did. It was a long shot. We set up a radio device near the wild colony and near ours. We linked both devices up and played the cues.
There's many dangers out there in the world. There are many predators that would love to have beetles for a snack. And unfortunately, not all beetles make it. Yes, it is sad, but that's how the circle of life works. But look, one of the beetles has laid eggs. And once the beetle's eggs hatch, the beautiful cycle starts again. and life continues on.
So basically, the very start was they're saying that the cultists being captured, uh, the flavor enhancer also get discontinued, and then people using this overall crawl is just like stopping. And what I found interesting was, so they said there was 7, what they called, 7 these things, singularities. And it took me a little bit because I just realized, aren't there 7 monoliths? And I'm like, if a singularity started all of this, like literally, if that can reproduce crawl, and crawl can produce all of these, even the singularity again, wouldn't that mean that there'll probably be an 8th one on the way? Because if there's already 7, because there'll be one that's already been made, like first, that produced crawl, that made that monolith, and then made that one, and same thing goes on and on and on until it reaches the 7th monolith. Wouldn't there be an 8th one now? Unless the first one died or like just stopped working, I guess. But all I'm saying is like I'm pretty sure there's 7 monoliths and there's 7 singularities. So I'm thinking because of their 7 singularities, there's gonna be 8th one because the first one started all this. And then I guess next up was the trimmings of how they react to sound cues and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool. Revealed progress.
Wasting hours grinding in single player? With Wiimod, you can hit skip on the boring stuff like endless farming.
Now only the most beautiful, only the most unique specimens will be moving forward.
There are lots of fossils hidden on the Earth, and plenty make their way into rivers and streams. You can look for them too.
Audio log. Progress report on the Meat Snake Recreation Project. From our previous report, the juvenile meat snake we selected was grown in a standard captivity cell until maturity. The specimen we had selected was now an acceptable size for the project to begin. The specimen was moved into restraints. Twice a day, we fed it fresh meat, scraps, roadkill, making sure that it received the necessary materials like bones and organs to grow. 4 days into feeding, the specimen's mood mellowed out. The usual intimidation display was now a patient eagerness. It seems that the specimen now understands that we are feeding it. 11 days into feeding, the specimen has slowed down immensely. It has also been occasionally rejecting food. It looks like we have been overwhelming it, not giving it enough time to properly digest and implement the material. Feeding has been reduced to once a day, but with an increase of portion size. 19 days into feeding, the meat snake has almost shut down entirely. It no longer reacts to external factors. It still accepts food, but with assistance. A makeshift mechanism was made to help the feeding process. Favorable results have begun to show. The hue of the specimen's skin has been turning shades darker. Sampling period seems to be approaching sooner than expected. Day 21 into feeding. The specimen has reached all the required criteria to begin sampling. We managed to obtain a skin patch intervention. We began with cold resistance. The typical meat snake skin can hold its integrity up to negative 30 degrees Celsius. The specimen sample survived down to negative 100 degrees, even maintaining flexibility. Next, the heat resistance test. The sample was able to withstand impressive temperatures. We were only able to bring the temp up to 3,000 degrees Celsius before we had to bring in new equipment. We used some welding equipment and determined that the sample's limit was capped at around 5,000 degrees Celsius. Sample testing was interrupted by a peculiar event with the specimen. Personnel during the routine feeding found that the meat snake had escaped its restraints by performing mitosis. The two organisms were simply wandering the lab at the time. The project has been halted for now, and the two meat snakes have been moved back into their original enclosure. We are preparing more tests at the start of the new process report. End log.
You can make your own sieve at home. The mesh will catch large debris, allowing smaller things to pass through. But you can add more layers with different mesh to catch more things.
Lovely contestants so far, but there can only be one winner. And this year's winner is Patty!
This is my audio report for this month's progress, albeit a little bit late by a few months. Anyways, it's been a bit slow, but there have been some fascinating findings. I guess I'll start with the juveniles. Feisty fellas, already chock full of hunting instinct. Their hunting patterns are similar to other ambush predators. They will wait and then catch their prey with the element of surprise. They prefer to hunt prey smaller than themselves, stuff they can take down easily. But once they are older, they start getting a little cockier. But they have the killing technique to back it up. They usually aim for the throat or neck to deliver a kill as fast as possible. But once they metamorphosize into their adult form, it's harder to determine their patterns. The juveniles we do manage to get into their adult form don't last very long. They simply hide away, rejecting all food we provide. As it is well known, adults only eat human flesh. The adults we have all die to starvation. The best candidates for research are the ones we capture out in the wild. They last longer, most likely due to them already having food and nutrients in their systems. It's not something I dwell on too often. I am thankful for the ones they bring in for me. We got several adults, even a few humanoid ones. We are able to understand a bit of how they work before they eventually whittle away. The hunting tactics of the adult forms change drastically from their previous form. Hunting now takes much longer as they observe and watch their prey. They are very cautious, waiting for the best opportunity. They take advantage of anything they can to get an upper hand. Their most popular tactic nowadays is climbing inside of furniture. Freshly metamorphosed adults are roughly 160 centimeters in height, but can fold themselves tightly into small spaces. One was even found inside one of those old-fashioned mannequins. And older adults still fit exceptionally well in tight places. It's funny, we didn't even know they could do this until the late 70s. They weren't even called mimics then. They were called, butchers. They changed it because its name better matched the description of characters in some kids' board game. Anyways, the hunting tactics beyond this are confusing to say the least. All depictions of their patterns have been wrong in one way or another. Ever since that public announcement in '86, they keep changing it. In reality, it is almost completely random. Each case in the wild is different, and it's hard to determine why in captivity. Plus, human testing is a no-go. Even though I volunteered myself, I feel so close to figuring it out. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. The next stages are even harder to... Wait, how long do these tapes have to be?
Look, this one would have fallen through our first sift. There are plenty of other fun things you can find as well.
Oh no. My sieve isn't working.
Looks like there's a hole in your mesh. Make sure your mesh isn't damaged, or else something might slip through.
Personnel through 21.
Help! 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 What happened? My leg's caught. It's bad. It's bad. I'm bleeding. What do I do? I can't reach. What do I do? Help me down, please. Please. We need medical assistance in test chamber 1. Stay calm. Help is on the way. Just try to stay
Damn
still.
it! Oh, God!
All right, we're here. We're going to help you. Lower the ladder slowly. This is going to hurt. Okay, hold still. Ready? Now!
What's happening? What's happening to him? Get him out of here now! Get him out!
So, um, guess the very first part was just saying about the meat snake of it in captivity. Of it, like, doesn't it probably doesn't even like be doing that or being in that situation. And I guess the only way to get out is just by uh splitting splitting apart. What's it called? Reproducing, I guess you could say. And then right after was the mimic of their like life cycle of them being cocky, and then when they captivity, they don't want to at all eat. I guess my theory is they're like um trying to think of what I'm thinking of. It's something that they don't eat what they don't kill. I'm trying to remember what it was. It was like this creature didn't eat anything because the people that are giving it food, it didn't kill it itself. Oh, uh, I'm thinking of Pickle from Baki, the anime. If you don't know who I'm talking about, I guess you gotta look him up. But Pickle is this giant, this giant caveman guy in a way who fought the dinosaurs and like made basically the T-Rex its bitch. But he when they like the scientists that brought out its food, he Pickle didn't want to eat it because he didn't kill it. Pickle wants to fight what it's going to kill. Like it killed it if it killed a T-Rex, it will eat the food. But if something else killed the T-Rex, it would not eat it. That's what the mimics are doing, and how it's also kind of creepy of the humanoid ones. It's That's interesting. And then I guess at the end, it's like some guy probably fell off a ladder and got like taken by that thing, and it started going out of control after it started hearing the screams. That's it's wow. All right, next video.
Are you really the last person to find out about this Skip Ads Forever button? This is Pi, and if it sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you've seen
all the entities are freaking out. The system can't handle all of this. Turn off the power. Sir, do it.
It is called the electromagnetic spectrum.
Backup power is now on. Systems appear to be stable.
Check the damage, and get me eyes down there.
Entering the chamber. Entity seems much more active now. Sir, come in. Sir! I can't tell what you're saying, sir. Please respond. What? What the hell? I can't hear you clear enough. Get out of there! Move out! Now!
The waves reach the antennae and translate it into sound.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you understand what I am saying? Can you hear? Yes. Holy shit. What now? What should I say? What are you? What are you? Let's try something else. Can you still hear us? Okay. What are you? Can you explain? Suffer, thrive, purpose. What are your connections to the vita carnis species? Vita, life. Vita, pain. Figures, dancing. Sleep, feel, feed, grow. These are too big. Try another question. Do you know why you are here? Did you hear us? We aren't getting anywhere.
Yo, yo, yo! Sunless Zone.
What?
These boxes. Devices. They talk.
Are you talking about the radios?
Radio. Radio. Yes. Catches noise.
Radios transmit and receive waves and translate it into sound.
Brilliance. Much brilliance. I feel more noise. Can we see more?
Do you want more radios?
No.
Even the color you see and the sounds you hear are waves.
Sir, is it really in our best interest to give these things what they want? We don't even know what they're looking for.
I understand your concern, but this is the biggest breakthrough we have ever gotten. This may even be the greatest breakthrough of all history. Representatives of the UN will be arriving in just a few days to see our progress. This is too important to stop now. We are on the verge of something massive. If the representatives are impressed, we get the funding to see how far this can go. So, for now, you and the team go and give the orbs what they want. Keep making reports, but keep them quick. We need to learn as much as we can in this short time frame.
Yes, sir.
future tests with singularities, there will be a radio with a speaker present to allow communication for the entities, as well for personnel to ask questions. 1992, November 28th. During test setup, we were able to capture singularities communicating to each other. We are working to decipher, but as of now, we are unable to understand what was said. (1992) November 29th. V1 was given several different electrical devices. We attempted to communicate more with it, but it didn't speak very often, only single words out loud, not directed towards anyone. It was more interested with the devices than our questions. Blah 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 30th. Tests and questions were repeated with the other singularities. Each singularity acted differently than each other and gave differing answers to the questions. Although there were a few common factors that each shared, each one has a fashion fascination with electronic devices, especially radio. They are interested in entertainment like television, the radio, and music, especially classical music. Who doesn't like classical music? I love classical music. December 1st, during testing with V1 interaction with a television, notable interference was detected with other electronics. V1 also spoke out loud several times.
They travel up to 28,000 kilometers per hour.
December 2nd, last day before our representatives arrive. After multiple tests with each singularity, we were able to find out each one's personality. V1's neutral in expressing itself, engages with personnel minimally as possible, only shows interest with electronics and testing. V2, curious in nature, asks questions often, descriptive in its wording, eager to engage in testing. V3, more active, engages with personnel in a detached manner rather than one on one, engages minimally with personnel. Color is different. The color is very different. V4, actively engages with personnel, curious about the personnel and what they are testing, prefers questioning us than conducting tests. V5, it's like purple and blue now. More expressive, out loud than other singularities, although it speaks often, only out loud to itself, has yet to communicate with personnel. V6, yeah, this one's just purple now and a little bit of pink. Rarely engages out loud, only with incoherent noise, doesn't acknowledge personnel, minimal engagement with testing.
Eve Online on Mac immerses you in a universe with thousands.
V7. Least active singularity has shown minimal engagement with all activities except electronics, only engages with other singularities. My theory, he's the new one. The new singularity.
This is our main observation room, where we conduct much of the testing on the singularities. As you can see, we are still performing tests. We have learned much from the entities, and if we were to have your support, we can continue our work here. I am sure we can... What is that?
There's something tampering with the microphone and the monitors.
There has been much learned in our time together. I agree with Dr. Trados. As we continue, I am sure this union will benefit all. Symbiosis, we join together. Let us sow seeds and watch what grows. Divine purpose. Let us show you. Let us guide the way. Join us. Join us. Join us. Join us. Join us. Join us. Become one.
That was a really good episode. Basically, this all this was just trying to communicate with the what's it called singularities, and I guess the only way they can communicate is through electronic devices, which is really cool. And they're more focused. It seems like they're more focused on trying to learn about these devices. And I want to find that one thing of where it showed all the things. I don't think. Yeah, I think it was in the last episode. I think, and I kind of skipped over it. But I guess yeah, it tells you like all like what they are, their personality. Oh, here it is. Oh, I'll actually slow it down. See, there's 7 monoliths and there's 7 singularities. So I think one singularity controls one monolith. And I think, personally, I think that hole in its head is where that singularity goes when they want to actually take control, when they want to do it themselves. I think the singularities can control it with like just give it commands like if it was a robot, but then it can go up into its head, like right there, sit it there, or maybe just go down its body. Like that's where entrance is. But overall, it just you can go there and sit there, and that thing can walk around. That's my theory. And honestly, it it might even be happening. And it. I was just thinking, I was like, it looks and feels so real that honestly, I'm like, I really hope I haven't run into one of those before. But it feels so real, and that's where like seven, it never wanted to communicate, only with other singularities. And I'm like, he's got to be the new one. He's got to be the original or the newest one. That's why he doesn't communicate with others. Next episode. This one, oh my god, I've seen a lot of people watch this and they love this episode. Oh, my ass.
Audio log part 2, I guess. Before the final stage in a mimic's life cycle, it's even harder to get clear results. The humanoids we get hide mainly in plain sight and clothes. They also rely more on their vocal skills than their previous stage. They use words to lure in people closer, although the extent of their vocabulary is very limited, only speaking in small sentences for luring. A fun fact, mimics have been found to speak different languages depending on where they come from. Anyways, and for the elders, we haven't found any. There are only a handful of sightings, fewer pictures, and only one clear one. The only info we have are from that one they killed years ago. Other than that, we are completely clueless. Personal log. It finally happened. I got permission and some equipment to go out in the field. It's not much, but I can definitely work with this. I've got sensors, cameras, and even some stuff I whipped up. I'm heading to the location now to set it all up. No one else wanted to help, but that's fair for what I've got planned. I'll make another log once I've got everything set up. And log. Okay, everything is now finished up. I have some of the equipment at this main door. Motion sensors in the camera pointed right down here. It's not much, it's not pretty, but it will work for the time I've got. There are a few sensors and cameras in the other rooms as well. Basically some nanny cams set up to record when motion is detected. And down there is main base. And here is where I will be staying. I've reinforced the door, just in case. A bit messy, but it should work. It has a barricade as well. And if worse comes to worse, I'm not completely defenseless. Here are some lights I've set up to light up when one of the motion sensors gets triggered, so I can know which room they are in. I've got rations of energy bars and water that will last me the 20-day period. The water doesn't fully work. The toilet does though. Very thankful for that. Anyways, I guess I should go ahead and should do my job. Audio log, day 1. Everything is now in place and testing has begun. My activity setting up in this household has for sure drawn the desired attention. I made sure to make it look as if I have not left the house. Based on the location, I'm certain I'm in at least one mimic's territory. I've set up sensors in several places in the house where I'm sure there's likely to be activity. The main entrance, the side door, basement stairs, the living room, bedrooms 1 and 2 and their closets, the kitchen, upstairs bathroom, and just outside the basement bathroom. When the sensors detect movement, it will turn on a camera and record for as long as it detects movement. It will also turn on a light on my panel to show me where in the house the activity is. I also have a monitor set up in one of the bedrooms so I may hear what's going on. Now all that's left to do is wait. End of log. This is thrilling. This is going to be a blast. I also end this one as well. I'll return for day 2. Day 2. It's around 8 in the morning. Nothing on the panel yet. I've been occupying myself with some books, writing. Yeah, shouldn't be too long here. The mimics know I haven't left. No one else in the neighborhood, so this is the most interesting thing going on. Just gotta be patient. Oh my god, I grabbed this as fast as I could to record. The front entrance light turned on, then moved into the hall. It's day 3, just barely. It's about 2 in the morning. They haven't moved too much. Wow. Now they're in the living room. Main bedroom. It's looking around. It's going into the second. Oh, never mind. Back into the living room. I'm going to see if I can listen in. It stopped. It stopped.
Introducing Outplayed. Record anything on your PC. Highlight reels, let's play session.
I'm back. It's been 2 hours. Nothing has triggered on the sensors. That means it hasn't moved. It probably hid. But I'm a bit suspicious. Why hasn't it moved at all? Did I scare it? The monitor doesn't make any sound. Something else? It's been another 2 hours. Nothing has happened. I'm worried I accidentally scared it off. Or it's not even a mimic. I'm going to do something stupid. Okay, I'm going to go and check what happened. I'm going to try and play it safe, going slowly. Okay, here we go. Gun, just in case. Audio log, day 3, so I thought about this. I think I need to abort mission. I'm not prepared for this. I need to get out. It turns out I have lured an elder variant to me. Even worse, it knows where I am. It hasn't come to me yet. The light from the front door triggers every so often, so I know for sure it's just waiting. I think it realized it was being watched, so it moved so slowly that the sensors didn't pick up its movement. I think it spent the 4 hours crawling its way to my position, but I surely startled it. I may play this cautiously and leave. The best I can do is wait. At least I think I should wait. I need to keep quiet to make it think I left somehow. Day 6, 7 at night. It's been really quiet. The light panel showed that it stopped moving at the front yesterday. It could be that it left, but I know better. But still, what choice do I have? I have the rations to last a while, and I made sure before I started that in 20 days, HQ will send some people to come get me. I'm just gonna keep waiting. Did you know there's a legend about elder mimics? The cultists worship them, believe they are God's ultimate warriors, earning their role as the perfect killing machine. Man, what have I gotten myself into? Day 9. No movement detected. I think it's time. I can't keep staying here. I'm beginning to lose it. I need to leave. I gather my stuff and leave. I need to be careful. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Okay. I've got everything I need. Oh, gun in hand. It's time to go. Fuck. Oh. Day 11. It's still out there. I know he is. I'm terrified to even breathe. Why hasn't he come to kill me? I'm trapped. I can't escape. Why?
If none of your friends have told you about the skip forever button, those aren't your friends. This is Pi, and if it sounds familiar to you, it's probably because
Please stop. I can't. Please. It's been 16 days. I'm tired, but I don't care anymore. I need out. If I go out, guns blazing, I could scare it at least. Or maybe even kill it. Then I just run as fast as I can. Then I could possibly make it out. Then I... No. 17. I should have ran. I hit it. Right in the face. Nearly point blank. I heard him scream, then silence. I know I didn't kill it. The lights indicate that it's waiting by the stairs. But that was the perfect time. It was hurt and I could have ran, but I stayed and now he's pissed. Oh, I fucked up. He heard me. I know he heard me. He knew I was going to run. I need to hold down until day 20. They will help me. Then I'm saved. Then I'm saved. Day 20. It's still quiet. Food is getting close to running out, but it's okay. But they are coming for me. I know they are. Today's the day. Today. Today I'm free. Day 22. They didn't come for me. I waited and waited. I don't know why, but they didn't. I thought I was going to wait this out, but I've no chance now. He knew. Now he's the one who's waiting. He's It's been 28 days. Food has run out. I know, now. I know. I was too dumb to realize. But I have it figured out. They sent me here to die. I didn't know why, but they did. But I don't think they knew that I would figure it out eventually. I've hid this video recorder so that if they do come, they won't find it. Hopefully someone will. I will leave one last audio log for them. Audio log? It's been 28 days. Hope is lost. He waits for me now. He will claim his kill soon, probably. Probably hears me right now. But I know. I know now. I'm ready. I know he knows. This is it. There you are.
Wow. That was very, very awesome. Creepy, but awesome. So, at the very start, the guy had just a plan of staying inside and trying to learn mimic to see if he can like survive, I guess. But he also got all the necessary things. He got sensors, voice or sound sensors as well, a gun, food, barricade, sleeping material. Apparently, that was not enough. And I guess he thought it was a normal mimic. And I can probably say this. Just look at that thing. You know how massive that might be? I'm probably thinking taller than my fucking room. Like in my room, I am 6'2". I can touch my ceiling with just my arm extended, and I have to think maybe that's like 7 feet tall. Um, Maybe not even 7 feet. That's probably like 8 feet tall. But I'm thinking this guy is like at least 10 or 12 because it was shown he was taller, or an elder mimic to be taller than a damn shack or a house. And for that arm length, that's an entire stair step, and it's longer, or it's the same size. Like, that is very fucking creepy. And the fact it, like, the way it moves, it went to grab the wall or to, like, push off the wall. Hold on. See? It went to go push off the wall because it knew. And I guess that to scare the shit out of him as well. And I'm thinking right now that mimics are, or elder mimics are the smartest and the deadliest and the stealthiest hunters in all of existence ever since the damn dinosaurs. It's probably more stealthy than anything. And that's insane. And when if when he was talking about that when he's gonna have to leave,
I can do this.
like
Okay.
he probably that
I
mimic
got
probably
everything I
heard
need.
him.
Oh, gun in hand.
It was so smart that it knew it was being watched and moved so slow it probably crawled that it avoided the sensors.
It's time to go.
And it was right there just sitting there. This
Everything I
honestly,
need.
that
Oh,
this
gun in
frame
hand.
was so
It's time to go.
creepy that I'm like, damn, look at that. Look how big that head is. That's massive. And when it started going at the door, he said it was probably like because like no, okay, that moment was different. Okay, but when he was talking about leaving, um, that mimic probably knew that he or heard him and was trying to get in before he could. That means they can understand human language. They can understand English. And he said because he it hurt him. I think it was because he was hungry. Because when is it wasn't that like the 17th day or something? The mimic was probably hungry and wanted to eat. And it couldn't. And I guess until then, all the way to the last part, the guy was probably just losing his mind. That bathroom was basically an insane asylum room for him, with all the pillows on the walls and shit. That he was like the only way to at all get out of there. He wanted to get out of there was through death, and you can't escape death. Death always finds a way. So he died, and it's just hearing the bones being crunched. It is so just creepy. Um, bruh. But shout out to Darian Quilloy, an amazing Amazing producer. Um, go check him out. This is awesome. And I'm pretty sure he also he has plushies as well. Harvester plushie, Mimic plush. Let's see, he has some like when he makes the things, like some probably other things. He has a what's it called? Trimming. He's a trimming plush. And I guess there's probably more be coming out there before Elder Mimic plush. That's interesting. That's so creepy though. But I guess you could probably expect like the harvester, then uh the harvester, then I God, I'm stretching. Why can I not think of the name? Monolith, and I guess for this like this singularity is just a black ball. Would it be cool though if it was a glass ball, glass ball, glass ball with the red stuff like a marble basically? But then that would kind of suck with shipping because then it's very fragile. So it probably still have to be like just a stuffed animal basically. But that's pretty cool. This is the whole playthrough, the whole thing of Vita Carnis. Um, I plan on actually after this video, I plan on doing the boiled one, then the Godzilla one. Um, I might as well get the boiled one set up already. Oh, that's Instagram on. Well, anyway, um, that was interesting. Very, very awesome to watch. Go check it out yourself. Go check out 8-Bit Ryan when he does it too. His is better than mine. Mine's VODs. His is like more faster. Um, but yeah, this was awesome. I'll do the boiled one after this one, and I'll see you later.